Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Jojo with.
Shruti.
You're gonna love this. You're gonna love this
Bye.
because
Bye.
Karakoram and Hassan Rahim together.
Happy
Oh.
squeal. Tasalli, happiness, everything mixing together, even before we heard the song.
Exactly. Just. Matlab, so it's we haven't heard Sherry's vocals since Ye Dunya, where he killed us with that scream,
Yes. Yes.
and the whole band actually with what they did, and now Hassan Rahim, Piche Hut ke baad we haven't heard him. So
No,
I
expectations.
feel like they met during Coke Studio, and then
Yeah.
they decided कि हम करते हैं कुछ, because Sherry was
Oh,
there.
I'm
Sherry was there on set,
yeah.
no, in the audio team. So
Yeah.
this I think Coke Studio has resulted in this collab, and I think a lot more
Welcome.
things are gonna come that were the idea was happened on the sets of Coke Studio. I think,
Coke Studio was the parent place for a
yes,
lot of Janam of
the
lot of plenty ideas here
birthplace.
and there. Very
Yes,
good.
we
I
love
like. I
it.
like.
So
Letters.
thank you, Bilawal, for sharing this track with me. Music produced by Sherry Khattak, mastered by Dave Kutch or Dave Kuch. Lyric Sherry, Hassan and Bilawal, drums Bilawal, bass Omer, guitar Zen, and guitars Anan. Very good. Let's do it. It says, In दीवारों को अब गिराना होगा. Break all the walls around you. I like the thought. Chalo. I mean, Hassan's vibe with Karakaram, I really I don't know what to expect. It's giving me very I'm getting nervous. Okay. you know. But
Come on,
let's
come on.
see.
Let's just play. Yes.
1, 2, 3, play. Oh.
बेवजह इज्जत मरा है क्यों ऊंची ये दीवारें घेरे क्यों खुद से बड़ी इस जंग में लड़े क्यों ठीक थे तो ठीक रहने ना दे खुश थे तो खुश रहने ना दे क्यों क्यों सब बातें क्या मिला कोई अपना ना रहा
Fida Moin, what a visual treat.
Mm.
Even before we begin on anything else, it's been directed phenomenally. Like just the layers of meaning in this video. Voices and music पे तो अभी आ ही नहीं सकते, मुझे डर लग रहा है उन बातों को अभी छूते हुए, like you know, because like you said, you were feeling nervous before we heard the song. I think rightfully so, because this song is, it's like masterpiece level, yeah. Like this is just,
I'm just feeling very uneasy. I can't even
Yes.
I can't even begin to
Yes.
talk because I'm feeling very uneasy and heavy.
and they put that right in the first frame.
Mm.
That, you know, kinare pe khade hue, but like already like Sherry Khattak half in water, and with those waves coming in, and the lights and the color play of the entire videography, it just set the mood immediately.
Yeah.
And oh god, the thua, the play of gray with red, the wow. So initially I wasn't sure, you know, as the song kept going, I kept thinking, okay, wait, there are so many things happening in the song that first let me catch on to one thread. You know, ek thread pakad ke, let me then go into it. And then, you know, I mean, all of us, our brains function that way कि एक चीज पकड़ में आ जाती है तो एक एक करके बाकी सारी चीजें समझ आनी शुरू होती हैं. So while that was happening, the thread that I pakड़ोd was right in the beginning. There was this thing when Sherry Khattak is sitting in that whole frame thing, and पीछे से that mask cloaked person was coming and like, you know, doing this to
Or
him.
like strangling
And
him and all of that.
yeah, and I was like, is this about depression? Is this song about an illness which is out of your hand, which when it kind of takes over? Is it about the wrong things happening in the world? Is it about the walls that we need to put up in within our own psyche against anything invading it? Now, it could be, you know, someone taking away our freedom. It could be within our own system, something that starts going against us, you know, like a disease or a mental illness or any such thing. Basically, anything against which we have to put up a wall. And then they're talking about that now I'm not going to let these walls bring me down. I have to remove these walls. But constantly talking about the walls, it was just extremely powerful, because every scenario that I imagined in my head, it just fit in each of those scenarios. How do you write a track and produce and create and like just all of it, write a track which is so perfectly in sync, it's speaking so much of the truth that all of the things are put, it's making sense in every scenario? How is that? Like that's like some real stuff. Oh, I mean, I can just go on, and I don't want to be that person hogging up, constantly talking in my emotion. Please tell me, Joe.
No.
Just like,
See, that's why I'm
not
feeling.
even get started. Yeah.
No, I'm just feeling so overwhelmed because it really hits you. And you know, beyond the music, the visuals, like, you know, the first, like you said, the first thanks needs to go to Fida Moin, because it is I would love to sit down and discuss what exactly was the storyboard for this video, you know, like how exactly did they think of all the things they thought of, the whole, you know, because like they say that dripping paint is reflective of decay, right? And like falling apart or withering away, or, you know, all of that, like an end to a life cycle. That whole thing about as soon as like Hassan's sort of voice came in and his face, and half of it is there, half is not there, the paint is dripping. It was like there was so much artistry visually at display here that my mind was getting blown, and I was feeling the intensity of the lyrics and the music so much more because of everything my eyes were looking at. And it was like I'm still feeling the heaviness, you know. And that is what the song is about. So the whole, like, I was like, okay, like you said, that whole like person coming from the back and kind of look like your own like ghost, or your own sort of like this thing strangling you. So it's about the mental walls that you have built in your head, you know, because the song is about दीवारों को गिराना है and break the walls around you. So beautifully visually shown, it literally chokes you. Like I was feeling it, you know. And that's why as it kept getting more and more intense with the lyrics and the visuals, the whole like the water bit, I think there was like, was there like a drowning bit that was happening? I was just like, oh, and I can't swim, so I anyway don't like water. And so that whole like thing was really giving me like I was so uneasy. And you know, so what I am feeling after seeing this is that, and especially because we're so fresh out of Coke Studio, and both these artists, Karakoram and Hassan Rahim, were featured in Coke Studio. They've all seen, this whole like how to create a narrative in a song and how to move that story forward and how to give a song its own like life and its own structure. All of that, I feel like Zulfi said to me in Real Talk, I kept thinking back. He's like, how are these artists going to evolve from here on? That is also a very important thing, you know? And I'm seeing that evolution now in a song like this, because not just the musicians and the artists, but even the visual, the people who create the visuals and the video team, they are also, I feel like, probably inspired by what has just happened in the music landscape there. And they're all like, whenever we create,
suddenly opened up. It's
such
suddenly
a
opened up for them that it's accepted. We can also do this. Like,
and it seems like it seems like it's a turning point in the music industry almost now, because this phenomenal game-changing thing that has just occurred in the country is now, you can see the after effects.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Everyone's bringing
And
the A
within
game.
the song, you were talking about that, how you were feeling claustrophobic, like, feeling like choked up.
Yeah,
And I felt it was so by design, because the moment that for me also, like, that choking feeling came, that's when the high bits of Sherry Khattak and Hassan Rahim and the entire band, like everyone, the whole song went into that high zone where they were, and that was like a release. It almost felt like that's the point where you're feeling like a choking, and then suddenly that release happened. And Hassan Rahim's voice, how you were thinking, no, will it go together? Will it not? Because like such two different zones of it went perfectly.
No, they
like
merged beautifully.
It went
almost sounded like one voice when the harmonies are happening, and then they were just it just sounded like
stunning.
Man.
And right after that, that whole visual of the paint had been happening, and like the whole that phantom, that ghost kind of feel. All the while there was this one very I don't know what to call it. There's a very typical Sufi longing chant, the way it's chanted. Hints of that kept coming through right from the start. Every time they were talking of, or visually they were showing like more inner confusions coming across, or the walls when they were trying to depict, that voice kept coming, which was like very beautifully used in the whole thing. And after that, that red glow happened, right? Tab tak sab kuch white dhuein mein tha, and gray tha, and then like within the heart, like there was like this one red thing.
Yes,
and then
like the heart is on fire.
And all the lights went red, and the reflection, everything was red. And right in the beginning, there was that one visual which was of roses being burnt, like, on fire. And, that itself can have so many meanings, right? Like this, it's just.
All of it needs a breakdown. All of it. It's just.
And how they left it in the end for the audience to interpret it in their own way. They didn't give it a distinct end. एक होता है ना कि आपने एक हलचल पैदा की, आपने इतना create किया कि इतना सब कुछ, ये सब कुछ हो रहा है, and then in a lot of places one ends it, one gives it that definitive completion that this is what the whole thing is and this is where it ends, right? Here they didn't do that. There was no completion to that feeling, which is why you're left with that feeling within you, and the only completion that one can feel is that beautiful high-pitched note that they were hitting again and again, and one wants to just go back into it and just flow with the song, and that's the only release.
I can't.
Musicians
I was just wondering with that whole like, so Hassan's bit, he's standing in this blue like field, right? It's like mushrooms or something.
I felt like clouds.
No, because they were on the ground, the little tree like thing. So I was like, is this like a mushroom thing? Because sometimes mushrooms make you hallucinate, that whole thing. Like I was trying to interpret what is this thing in. Like I was trying to understand, because there was a lot of blueness. Now blueness, of course, is also like I'm feeling blue, I'm feeling down.
So I looked at it as his first line was also that I can see the light, but I don't know which way to go. So I looked at it as like a near death or a after death experience, or when you're deciding between the light or not, like whether to live or not. And that blueness that I saw, I interpreted it somehow. I didn't
blue flowers
there. Thing you're talking about. Oh, I looked at it as like a post-life field of like blue, like, very clouds and very like heavens kind of a feel, but not really. Like, when you're in the interim period where you're still figuring out. And then his line, and then I didn't think about it too much because, I got overtaken with what he was talking about. And then he was talking about whether he should choose the light or not. And then I was like,
I can't decide where to go. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a let's be real, it's a very dark song. Like I don't think I'll be able to listen to it again. I will want to because I want to rewatch and re-hear to interpret it and understand it better. So for that purpose, yes. But otherwise,
Well, I think
it's
we've established pehle that clearly I have a dark side to me, which I
yes.
find normal. So I am loving this. Like
I know.
I know I'm going to be listening to
For
this
me,
song the
no.
entire
Yeah,
time.
yeah. I'm sure. Yeah, but like it's just too heavy for me. Like Mehram
I
was
know what you
heavy,
mean.
for example, but I could still
Yeah.
listen to it again and again because it felt cathartic for some reason. This for me is not feeling cathartic. For me, this feels very like I'm still choking.
Mm,
You know,
mm,
I'm feeling breathless. That
I know
kind
what
of
you mean.
yeah. So, but freaking hell, this is art. This is like pure art, and the way they've merged the sensibilities of both the artists. The Karakaram and the band, the rock vibe fused with like electronic-ish sounds, and then of course Hassan's vibe, which is that, um, and just yeah, huh, feeling heavy, but
Just really
glad.
wow. I can't get
Yeah,
over it.
it's
Yeah.
just
Like
it
it's
is.
just
It's art,
well
man.
done. Well done, you guys. Like this is just phenomenal.
Mm.
Like please keep creating stuff like this because if we, like you said, all thanks to like Coke Studio, like how even in Real Talk, when you're saying that Zulfi was saying he was interested in seeing where these artists are going to go.
Yeah,
This is a like it's a very well cemented road where this this art is leading them. It's already like बिल्कुल पक्की road है. बिल्कुल चिंता करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है because this is just
yeah.
starting. This
Because
this
you
art
can
is
see you can see the bravery, now everyone's just got the courage to experiment and try new things, try different things,
and they're
work
so
on
skilled. They
um
can't go wrong with it.
yeah, because
They're
you
just
you've
like
got you've got
immensely skilled.
yeah, like once you master the rules, you start breaking them. So now they're breaking all the rules in their musicality. So and it's showing beautifully. So yes, like Shruti said, please keep doing what you're doing, and everyone who helped create a song like this, musically, sonically, visually, everybody props and thank you for the art. So guys, any other
I've frozen right
recommendations?
on time.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. She's frozen. So you can find her unfrozen on Instagram there. Leave me your recommendations at my DMs to support the channel. And we'll see you in the next one. Live long and prosper.
Bye.
Bye, Bhola. She's waving you. That's it.
Yes, yes, I'm waiting.